All right, hey, it's Paul from China Cash Buyers, and today we're going to talk about getting Chinese leads, Chinese buyer leads. This system really works for any kind of leads, but we're going to specifically talk about how to target and how to tweak it so that you can get leads from buyers who aren't even in your country yet. So they might be over in China, or they might not be. They might be nearby you. We're going to show you how to get the leads, how to handle the leads, how to manage the leads, how to follow up the leads, and really how to maximize those leads to make money for yourself. For years, I've been teaching agents how to get Chinese investors, how to deal with Chinese investors, how to close both large and small deals with Chinese investors. But one of the things I didn't talk about much was a system for getting leads. And the reason why is in the past, technology was very difficult, and especially for real estate agents, right? Most agents are not programmers, they're not graphic designers. You're probably not a graphic designer yourself, right? But you want to get leads for Chinese investors because you see it as a very valuable thing. You see them as a cash-rich investor that has a lot of value for yourself, and that's why you're watching this video. But how do you get that lead, and is it even possible to make a system to get leads that you can do as a regular agent with no tech skills? And that was my challenge I put for myself. And I got good news for you. The good news is that times have changed, and it's gotten much easier than it used to be to use the tools to set up a system. And it's also gotten very, very dead simple to connect those tools so that they can all work together. Because that was another problem before, even if you had the right tools, they were expensive, they were difficult to use, but then you had to connect them, right? You had to connect them into a system, and that wasn't easy. So let me go over. Today is just a basic. I'm going to teach you kind of the basic outline of how you should think about advertising, because I think a lot of agents, when they hear about advertising, the first thing they think is, I'm going to have to advertise on one of the big portals, where I'm competing against all these other agents. The portal is somewhat of my competition as an agent, right? So I want to think of a way that, I want to teach you the way that I do it, which is how an agent can get leads that only they control. Nobody else has access to your leads. You're building your business, and you're not building anybody else's business, right? You're building your own business, and you're getting your leads. And those leads, you can follow up with them. You can do a lot of things with those leads long term, besides sell houses. But let's start with the basics. The first thing you need to do is you need to get the attention. So that would be, you want to run an ad that will get potential Chinese investors, okay? Right now, the best ad that I know of, and it's actually a fantastic way to start advertising to Chinese, is Facebook. I know a lot of that probably shock you, right? Because even long-term agents who are selling to Chinese for years and years aren't using Facebook. Why not? Because Facebook is technically blocked in China. So when you go to facebook.com in China, you won't be able to load the page. So why would I recommend that you would advertise on Facebook? The reason why is because Facebook is blocked, most people cannot see Facebook in China. But the good news is, if you're selling luxury properties, or $500,000, million, and above properties, is that you want to get an exceptional investor. So think of it like a nightclub. You have a nightclub, and you have the guards at the front, and they're keeping people out that aren't dressed well. They're not right for the venue, right? And they're keeping the clientele up high, right? And what Facebook is doing for you is a big favor, actually, because wealthy Chinese people have access to Facebook because they have what's called a VPN, a virtual private network. And a VPN allows you to see Facebook even if you're in China. Now, they're not cheap, they're expensive, and my experience is often one will work for a while, you'll pay for it and then it won't work for a while. So it is expensive, and it's a bit of a cat and mouse game. But wealthy Chinese are looking at Facebook in China. That I'm going to tell you right now. And the other good news is nobody else is advertising because they know that Facebook's blocked, so they're not bothering. So a couple of my campaigns were very, very successful, selling properties in Beverly Hills and a few other places using Facebook ads. And myself, I'm always testing new things, so I was blown away myself. But I can tell you right now that this is an absolute guarantee that Facebook ads do work in China. And I would say they work better than they work here because the level of clientele that's going to look at the ads is higher. Okay, so I hope you're getting excited. Right? I'm telling you something new. You can look online. Nobody's telling you what I'm telling you. This is brand new. Okay, so you want to make a Facebook ad. Now, I can't do everything in this short video, but I'll just tell you basically what you need to do is you need to design the ad. Right? You have to decide, do you want, like, for example, a picture across, or you just want words? You know, do you want text on there, or do you want a picture? What I'm going to do in my course, in my upcoming module, part of the China Cash Buyers video series, is I'll go through specifics. I've downloaded all of the ads that the big portals are using to get Chinese investors onto their sites. Now, they've spent hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, testing ads, trying to find the best ads that they can possibly use that are working right now. I've downloaded all those ads for you. So in our module, I'm going to show you exactly which ads they're using, which pictures they're using, which text they're using. Obviously, I'm going to blur out the name of the company, but I'll give you exactly what's working right now. And this is invisible to the average customer. There's no way you can see these ads. We had to pay a lot of money to track down all these ads. And this is another bonus that I got in the module for you, is that you will be able to see the exact ads that work, that are run by all the major portals right now to get Chinese investors. Getting excited? I hope so. So we're going to take all the copywriting, okay, the words that are on there. For example, invest in Australian Gold Coast, Golf Paradise, whatever copy they're using, the copywriting. We're going to have that all for you that you can mix and match. Obviously, you don't want to copy exactly somebody else's ad, but a lot of the ads are very general and they're not covered by copyright. But you can tweak them a little bit for your situation, so for your ads. So we're going to give you exact ads you can look at, what people are using their work. We're going to give you copy, so you can cut and paste, so you don't speak Chinese, but you can just cut and paste a whole sentence and you can put it into your ad. That's a beautiful thing right there. And then we'll give you the size that your ad is supposed to be a correct size, so that it looks good on Facebook, right? Okay, the next thing is you need to think about is when you run an ad, and this is what a lot of people don't do. When they do spend money on advertising, they never think about the system or what happens after the ad. They just think, okay, I'm going to run an ad, and they think of what listing they want to advertise or what website they want to advertise, but then they don't really know what they're going to do after the ad, right? They think that when people get to their website, they'll know what to do. They'll call them on the phone, or they'll send them an email or whatever. That has not been my experience. My experience is you need to guide the customers exactly to where you want them to go. So don't let them just guess around about what they're supposed to do. You want to make it very, very clear and very easy for them to use your system, right? So the ad is going to be well designed. It's going to have good copy, attractive copy. They'll click on that ad, and what I mean is, what do they go to next? What's the next thing that pops up? What I think is the number one thing that you can do is to use what's called a squeeze page. Now, a squeeze page, you're familiar with it, because if you go to ChinaCashBuyers.com, you're going to watch, and they'll say, don't miss the 1.4 trillion Chinese buyer market or something like that. And then it'll say, enter your email to get our free mini course. And that's probably how you found this video in the first place, right? So that's what we want to do. What I'm teaching you is exactly what I do, okay? I'm not giving you some theoretical stuff. This is what I do to sell properties and sell things on the internet. And I'm going to give you the exact system here. So the next thing is, obviously this video is a little bit general, but if you're technologically savvy, this is enough for you. You can create your whole campaign. And if you want help, definitely join our members area. I'll give you exact specifics of how to do each step, and I will also be on call to answer questions for you. So you want to think about your system. So what I would recommend is an ad running in China, in Chinese, very simple ad. You have like one sentence or two sentences max. They click on that, they think it's attractive, they click on that, then they go to a squeeze page where it says, something like, are you interested in, this is another thing you want to do. Like, for example, when you look at Apple's website and you go to one website or the next website, or even if you look at the design of the computer or the box itself, they all kind of have the same colors and they all have the same design. So everything makes sense. When you get to an Apple box, you're not suddenly surprised like, oh, what is this? What company is this? I've never seen this company before, right? Because it looks exactly like their website, which looks exactly like their marketing. which looks exactly like everything, right? The design of the computer itself. So you want the same thing. So if you have a certain look of your ad, you want to have a certain look of the landing page. That's what I'm going to teach you exactly how to do. So that, it's the same fonts, it's the same colors, it's maybe a little different message, but basically along the same lines. So they want this, they click on it, and they go to the next one. They say, oh, I'm at the right place, and then they put in their email, right? So the advantages of this system here is when you're advertising and you're collecting the leads, there's so many benefits to you. One of the biggest benefits is that each person that puts their email in, you will be the only one with access to that person's email. Okay, that's it. You're the only one. You'll have access. You'll have, if you choose, you can have their name, you can have their email, you can have them put their WeChat ID, whatever you want to put in there. I'll show you. It's very simple, doesn't take any technical skills at all, and you can collect any information that you'd like on them. I would recommend their name and their WeChat ID, or their name and their email. Either one is fine, right? And I'll show you in the course, we'll go into the exact pluses and minuses of each selection, because there are big differences. There are big differences in which information you gather. There's a big difference in the conversion rate, which means if 10 people go to your website, 8 people put in their email, or they put in their WeChat, or 10 people go to their website and one person puts in their email, and it's a fake email, right? So there's a big difference. That's called conversion. Traffic into the next step is conversion. So I'm going to teach you how to do conversion, because I've had a lot of experience advertising online with Chinese buyers, and I know exactly what's attractive and what's not. And that's something that is just that alone is worth the price of the course. But let me tell you what you can do after you build. So you have your ad, you have your squeeze page, okay? So they click on the ad, they go to the squeeze page, they put in their email. So now you have a list of emails, right? You have a list of potential Chinese buyers. This list is brand new and it's up to date, right? Because you're making it right now. They're putting in their email in after you run the ad. So what do you do with that email? There's a lot of things you can do. You can you now have their contact information, you have their name, you have a way to get a hold of them. What I would recommend doing is like I do myself. So when you put your email into ChinaCashBuyers.com, what happened? You got a series of 3 videos, right? You got a video or 3 or 4 videos depending on when you signed up. You got videos that were teaching you something and giving you value. And that's exactly what I want to teach you how to do with Chinese investors. You want to give them something, and you want to give them something valuable that will keep their attention, make them interested in doing business with you. Okay? So there's the basic outline of a system to get Chinese leads. You don't need to use the big portals. You can advertise for your own leads. And the advantages are so many. There's so many, because you're building your brand, right? You're learning a lot, right? You're learning how to run ads. You're learning how to market. You're learning about the buyers, because they're going to contact you directly, not some portal. They'll contact you. They'll send you an email and say, I'm not interested in this type of property. I want that kind of property, right? You'll know that because they're going to be contacting you, right? So you'll have that, and you'll have the ability to follow up. Some Chinese buyers, it takes as much as 1 year for them to make a decision. I mean, they're moving countries, right? It's a big deal. So you want to have control of that, and you want to have the ability to present to them again and again. So you say, I'm in this area. You can have a newsletter, you can send pictures, you can have them sign up to your social media. There's so many things you can do with these leads, and that's what we'll do in the next step. So there you go, a system for getting Chinese leads. I hope you enjoyed it, and I go ahead and if you'd like more information, if you're really serious about Chinese buyers, you want to take our full course, and in the full course, I will teach you all the details of what type of copy is attractive, what type of design I've tested, and what the pluses and minuses of each type of design. Basically, I take you by the hand and I guide you to from beginning to end, starting to advertise to Chinese investors. So if you're listening on the podcast, I hope you enjoyed listening, and if you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you want to go to ChinaCashBuyers.com. You can put in your email and you can watch the process that I just described. You'll get your first email immediately, you'll get your second and your third. And when you watch those videos, think of the value that you get from that, from watching those videos, from learning, and think about the connection that you feel to the person talking, right? That's the connection you want to create with your buyers. So they trust you as the go-to person, much like you trust me as the expert in teaching you how to get Chinese investors. You want to be the expert for your area, and you want to be the expert in helping them purchase a house so that they can make money, they can have a nice life, their kids can go to school, and they can immigrate, and all the things that the Chinese investors like to do. And you are the go-to person for your area. So that's a very, very valuable thing. So thank you very much for watching, and look forward to the next video.